digital content creation workflow for maximum effectiveness and productivity. Hey, if this is our first time meeting each other, my name is Nelson Chow. I create videos just like this on areas such as online marketing, digital entrepreneurship, and personal development. So if you have not subscribed to this channel, please take a few seconds, click that subscribe button so that you can get more videos just like this in the future. All right, let's get right into it. It is so easy for us to get out of step when it comes to our workflow. You know what it is, you start wasting time and you start missing out on small but vital steps when it comes to your digital product creation strategy. It really pays for you to know what to do and the order in which you are doing them when it comes to digital product creation, so that you have the best possible chance from making it in terms of having the ideas and the concepts being trapped in your mind to having it being created and available in the market for sale. Workflow doesn't have to be perfect, but it needs to include all the major steps that you'll be taking from digital drawing board all the way to having the product for sale, so that it has a fighting chance of seeing the daylight. All right, so let's get started. Here are some of the best tips and practices in helping you to stay productive in terms of organizing your workflow when it comes to digital product creation. First of all, this is something that I like to practice. Before I start creating my content on my product, I like to do a brain dump on a piece of paper, preferably a big piece of paper, where I just jot down all the ideas, all the contents that I intend on making. Having it all down on a piece of paper, it doesn't matter if it's untidy or messy, because having them all out give me the ability and the flexibility to link all the possible ideas together and probably structure them in the same category later on. And after I have a more clear focus about the direction where I want to go and possible modules that I can come up with all the different ideas, I would use a digital format such as Microsoft Word or Excel spreadsheet in order to help me to organize my ideas even better. Excel spreadsheet is the best if you want to create columns for all the different modules topics. Later on, subsequently, you can add rows after rows for your subsections or subtopics under that each particular topics. For each of a new idea later on that you have, you can add it onto the rows. So this is just one easy tip for you to get all your ideas down so that you can see an overall bird's eye view in terms of the whole total content and the structure of your course. And then when you are starting out, I recommend and I highly suggest that you do a research, preferably on platforms such as Amazon. On Amazon, you can find a myriad and a wide range of books that are written on the topic of your interest and other products related to it as well. Now the logic is, if people have taken the time and the effort to write a book on that certain topic, you can be sure that there is a market who is willing to buy that book or that topic that you are going to create. Check out also other marketplaces such as Commission Junction or ClickBank. On ClickBank, for example, you can actually sort out all the products based on their popularity or the gravity in which people are getting income, commission income. It will tell you and give you an idea about how popular in demand these topics are. You do not want to create a product that do not sell in the end. So I will teach you a ninja technique before you even create your product. What you can do is do a pre-launch. And if there is a big demand for the product that you are going to create, then go ahead and create that product. However, if there is not enough hands that are raised for that particular topic that you are going to create, then simply scrape it from your plan. You do not need to create them. No matter what, do not take too much time in your research process or the creation stage or the launching stage. Because when you take too much time in any of this stage, then you are going to lose the momentum. So therefore, knowing the whole workflow right from the beginning is very important. Another very helpful tip is also to check out whether there are adverts that keep on appearing when you key in certain main keyword search. You can use a platform such as Google search bar for that purpose. If there are people who are paying for adverts, the logical explanation is there is enough demand for people to pay money for that kind of advertisings to be made possible in the first place. And that means if there is a demand, there is money to be made in that market. The other tip that I would like to share with you is to keep track on your project progress, especially when it comes to dealing with other team members. In our team, we use a free app called Trello board. So a Trello board is very useful, especially when it comes to organizing all your workflow. So you can actually create a tab for all the to-do lists of the things that needs to be done. And then you can have another tab, maybe for your team members, in terms of the things that they need to do and things that require your review before it's being put in the in progress or in the completed tab sections. So it's very good to have this workflow all on the Trello board because it will act as an SOP or a standard operating procedure. Should you want to create similar products in the future, you can just refer to the entire workflow that you have created in the first place. Have a regular catch-up meetings with your team members. It will help to kind of get to know if everyone is on the same page, to know what everyone else is doing and who is responsible for what, and to make sure that we are all heading in the same direction together. Another tip is, and this is huge, is to declutter. It is so easy to be overwhelmed when it comes to creating your digital product, when it comes to launching it later. And a rule of thumb is to stick to one product per one format. To give you some idea, there are several digital products and services that you can create. First one is a Kindle books. And this is probably the lowest one in the digital product price range. It will be somewhere between 99 cents and $9.99. Next is ebooks. It can be sold from anywhere from free all the way to $97 or even more, and it comes typically in a PDF format. Next on the pricing ladder is audio files. It used to be audio cassettes and CDs. For those of you folks who are old enough to remember them. Nowadays, the more popular format is the downloadable MP3 files because you do not need to be in front of a computer to listen to them. You can download them and listen to them in your car and everywhere that you are. Audio files gives you a higher perceived value when it comes to digital product category, and you can use an app or a software that is called Audacity for your recording, and it will give you, even though it's free, it will give you very high quality in terms of your audio. Audios are more expensive than PDF books for the same reason that CDs sell at a higher price compared to paperbacks. Next on the line is videos. Videos is the higher end in the same way that DVD retail for higher price compared to CDs, even though the production cost will be about the same for both. So because of all these reasons, I suggest when you are just starting out, start with video digital product first. And it makes total sense because it is the best format that is best received by your customers, and it is also the easiest for you to create. It would make no sense for you to start with something like a book, for example. Surprisingly, it is much easier now than ever to create your video products. You can use a screen capture software, either the free version or the paid version, if you are not comfortable showing your face before the camera with a talking head just like this. Right? So some of the free versions, you can easily find them by searching on them on Google. I suggest that you invest a little bit of money into the paid version softwares such as Camtasia for Windows user and ScreenFlow for Mac users. They are going to pay you big dividends later on. Okay, if you do not want to use a screen capture, if you are comfortable showing your face in your product, which I recommend if you want to build an authority in the particular niche that you are going into, you can use a webcam or simply use a camera phone. Most camera phones nowadays can give you pretty good audio and video quality. Up next is our coaching and mentoring. This is in the category of the highest end offer on the list for the service that you can provide. Now it is higher in price because when you create the digital products, you are not limited in terms of time. You just need to create it one time and you can sell it to unlimited number of customers out there. And you do not actually need to be there to trade your time for money. However, with your time, with services such as consulting or mentoring or coaching, you need to actually invest in a regular time involvement with your clients. And because time is a finite commodity, it makes sense that you charge higher for it. You can use third-party software such as Skype or Zoom, and it is excellent because you practically can chat with anyone in the world without leaving the comfort of your own home. And you can charge quite a nice sum of money for digital consultations. How sweet is that? So in conclusion, do not get hung up on the small details. It is much better for you to do something than nothing at all, even if it's not perfect. And too many people get hung up on perfectionism. And if that is you, you can check out on my other video about how to actually overcome perfectionism and to punch it in the face. You can check on the link up here on that related video. It is better to come up with something even though it's imperfect than to procrastinate forever and end up doing nothing, right? So it is time, okay, for you to put whatever idea and concept that is in your mind. Do not let it being trapped up there. Put it down on paper, make it real, and follow the step-by-step process that I've just laid out previously so that it can bring you from ideation stage to completion. Remember, you do not need to do everything yourself. You can actually outsource and delegate certain tasks that you are not good with, and you can actually save yourself a lot of time and can take off a lot of burden off your shoulder when you do that. For example, it can be overwhelming when it comes to editing, so you can actually outsource them for somebody who is good with editing. You can find freelancers at a much cheaper price and a much more effective and productive way of doing it rather than if you are to do it yourself. Use freelancers websites such as elance.com or fiverr.com where you can get an inexpensive rate some of the top quality services that you can find on the web. So there you have it. Those are some of the best tips and practices for you to have a really good workflow in terms of creating and launching your digital content. So have you ever experienced overwhelm when it comes to your digital product creation? Let me know in the comment box below. I'd like to hear from you and I'll try to reply to each of the comments. Hey, if you like videos like this, do hit the subscribe button and do hit the thumbs up button as well and share them with your friends. Until we meet again, I hope that you will take care of yourself and that you will have a great week ahead.